Hi, welcome to this new episode in which I am going to discuss writing letters, both formal letters, also called business letters, and informal letters. As a matter of fact, in this age of electronic mail and WhatsApp, SMS, informal letters have become obsolete, outdated. So we hardly need to discuss. But yes, I will drop a few points here and there, but mostly I will be discussing how to write a formal letter, business letter. When you write a letter, particularly formal letter, you start with your address, then date, then the address of the addressee, the person to whom you are writing. So, start with your address. Some people prefer, suppose you are the chairman of a company or you are holding an important position, then you need not write your name at the top. You write your designation and you write your name only once at the bottom. If you are not holding an important position, then you can as well write your name at the top, and you can complete your letter and your letter by putting your signature. Below that signature, your name need not be repeated. Now, one thing which is very, very important to remember is that when you write your name, whether at the top or at the bottom, after yours truly or yours sincerely, yours faithfully, never use any title before your name, Mr., Mrs., Miss or Ms. Don't use any title. That is considered impolite. Let people address you by using these titles. So, plain your name. Of course, in India, particularly married women prefer to write Mrs. so and so, because for whatever reasons, or maybe following the tradition, they want to tell the world that I am a respectable married woman, a true lady. So your address followed by date. Now, one thing which is very, very important to write is you must write the date without writing the word date, D-A-T-E. Never write the word in letter D-A-T-E. Just put the figure. For instance, today is 9th of March. So write 9 March 2021. No need to, in modern letters, no need to put a comma after March. Particularly in British tradition, you don't write March 9th. English has been made increasingly simpler. So you don't have to write TH, or if you are writing on the 3rd of March, writing March 3rd, no need, just 3 March, and don't put a comma. But remember, when you mention the date in a sentence, you must use a comma. Like, thank you for your letter of the 3rd of March, comma, 2021. So, write the date. Remember, in British tradition, you write the date at the top right hand side corner, but in American style is that you write the date just below your own address. Then after that, leave a line, write the address of the person you are writing to. Here, remember, if you know the person you are writing to, and if you know the name, then address the letter, then write the name appropriately using Mr., Mrs., Miss or Ms. You may wonder why I am repeating Miss and Ms. I am not repeating. There are two different spellings, MISS and MS dot. And in the next episode, I may discuss what is the difference between the two. So, same way, now decide. If you know the person, know the name, then you can as well start the letter Dear Mr. Now, you know the name. And imagine the name of the person is Ram Prasad. Never, never, never write Dear Mr. Ram Prasad. No. Dear Mr. Prasad. You may say, but in the same office, there are so many Prasads. So how to distinguish? Okay. Then write Dear Ram Prasad. Not Dear Mr. Ram Prasad. Or Dear Mr. Prasad, as you realize that there are so many Prasads. You may be a little surprised by this weird tradition, but it's like that. If you get a copy of Michael Swan's book on English, practical English usage, published by Oxford Dictionary, published by Oxford University Press, it will tell you all the rules. Even the writing section of new editions of Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, there is an elaborate section on how to write such things with all the formats and layouts. So, Dear Mr. Prasad or Dear Ram Prasad, be sure not using Mr. or Mrs. before the name, but writing full name is not considered impolite at all. Then you start the letter. I am writing to inform you, or it gives me great pleasure to bring to your notice, blah blah blah, or in case it's a job application, I am writing to apply for the post of, let's say, English teacher advertised in the Ascent section of the Times of India of, let's say, 23rd of February, comma, here you must put a comma, 2021. So, what will be the first sentence that is important, okay, to remember? But it should sound formal. Yes, one thing I forgot to tell you, in India, suppose you don't know the name of the person. So, I have often come across letters, sir. No, never start a letter with sir. You must write dear sir. You may wonder, how can I write to the President of India, dear, I must write respected? Well, English does not believe in those respect words. But yes, there are solutions for that. You write, now as you know, after Pranab Mukherjee became the president, he made a rule that Indian presidents cannot be addressed His Excellency or Your Excellency. But now, dear Honorable President of India, here also I must tell you, don't use the outdated spelling of Honorable H-O-N inverted comma or apostrophe B-L-E. Don't use that. That is old fashioned. Write dear H-O-N dot. Dear Honorable President of India. If you are writing to the British Queen, dear Your Majesty. If one of the members of the British Royal Society, dear Your Highness. But don't write respected. But again, I will particularly like to tell Indian students, if you are writing to the principal, it is perfectly all right to write dear respected sir. Why? Your letter will be respected. So that is perfectly all right because that is expected. So there is no harm. Okay. First sentence I have already discussed. Now, how do you end your letter? I look forward to receiving your kind reply. Another standard expression is, I look forward to hearing from you. It's the standard reply. I look forward to hearing from you. You can as well add, I look forward to hearing from you sooner rather than later. Or if you have applied for a job, I look forward to being shortlisted for interview. You can write that. Now you may say, I look forward to receiving your reply, or no, I look forward to receive your reply. No, I look forward to receiving your reply. Why it is like that? Again, I will discuss that in the next episode. After that, when you write, what would you write? Americans have solved the problem. They are all formal letters end with yours truly. But British has an obnoxious, irritating rule, which you may find a little irritating, cumbersome. If you have written, Dear Sir, you must end your letter with yours faithfully. But if you have started your letter, Dear Mr. Prasad, or Dear Mr. Robert, or whatever it is, okay, or Dear Mr. Davison, then you must end your letter with yours sincerely. Remember this rule at all times. After that, write your name, as I said, without using any title, Mr. or Mrs. Okay? Now, remember, this is the general format of the letter which you must follow. Okay? Make it grammar errors free as much as possible. But you may wonder, what if I write a formal letter, but I apply for a job by email? Of course, there are so many things which you don't have to write. In the actual hard copy, old-fashioned formal letter, you must write the subject. In the olden times, you wrote subject or SUB column, and then wrote the subject. Now, after the arrival of computer and Microsoft Word, there is no need to write SUB column. You just write the subject, but align it in the middle, and as the convention is, highlight it, embolden it, if possible underline it. No need to write SUB. So, if you are writing this formal letter by email, then there is no need to even write SUB. Why? There is a subject column in the email. So you put the subject straight. Application for the post of Hindi teacher, French teacher, history teacher, whatever it is, or application for the post of chairman, or whatever it is. Okay. Again, no need to write the date, because your email records the date, not only the date, the time also. So, in the informal setup, okay, be informal. There, if you are writing, let's say, email, but to someone not very highly placed, you need not write Dear Sir, you can just write Sir. That is okay, but only in emails. Otherwise, remember, always write Dear Sir. You can as well write a letter to Mr. Modi addressing Dear Mr. Prime Minister. In India, it will be considered a little impudent, rude, but it's not. In British tradition, it is considered highly respectable to say, yes, Prime Minister. Okay? So, or Mr. Prime Minister. So, remember such things. Remember one more strange rule. If you are writing a male, father writing to daughter, and the daughter writing to father, brother writing to sister, sister to brother, and the mother and son. Don't write yours sincerely with much love or with love. But there is a strange rule, if you again look up in the Michael Swan's book, father to son or son to father or brother to brother, you should avoid the word love. Okay? Most informal letters now end with cheers, exclamation mark, or see you soon, or looking forward to your reply. Okay? So don't be so formal. Okay? But otherwise, if you want to sound a little formal, then it is all right, which is a safe expression. You don't have to worry whether I could write with much love or not love. Okay? It is safe to write with best wishes. One confusion I would like to create. if you are writing to, let's say, your grandfather or your principal, probably you would prefer to write with regards or kind regards or best regards. Remember one thing, as far as meaning is concerned, regards and best wishes, they are synonyms. They have the same meaning. Only thing, regards is a more formal word. This regards is different from I regard him as my father, my mentor, or I hold my uncle, one of my uncles, in high regard. That regard is different. So, I wish you a happy letter writing and see you again in the near future. Thank you for watching.